All right, good evening, people. It's Craig. Welcome back. I am just having a blast doing this channel. It's my brand new channel. I took a few days off because I wanted to research a new topic. As we know from this backdrop, this is crypto mining, where people create new coins. But that's something you and I really can't get into unless we have boku bucks to set up a system like this with like a gajillion computers. Yeah, we're never going to do it. But anyways, you can still buy companies that do it, though, so you can still have a tiny piece of it. But I want to talk today about yield farming, which is something we can all do. I've spent the last 2 days doing it and making sure I understood it before I brought it to you. Oh, and before I switch off this screen, again, want to thank you. I've just hit 391 subscribers. Woo! So get in now to be under the 400 because you'll get bragging rights. That's about all I can offer you. My plan is to get to 1,000 and then I'll do a live episode where I'll be able to chat with you guys. So that's something I look forward to. So let's get on to the topic of today is yield farming. So yield farming is, well, let's just say, when you get something and you think it's great and then you see that there's a better option, then that last thing that you thought was great seems just okay. And then you're like, okay, now this new greater thing is the best. And then you get offered something that's even better. And now you think the first thing was just garbage. The second thing was now pretty decent. And now the third thing is really what you want to do. And that's what I ran into. So as you can see from the logos above me, at the top, you're going to see Binance. So when I first started staking, I thought, wow, in this day and age where bonds give you 5-year bonds, 1.5% or maybe less, 10-year bonds, maybe 1.7%, you just can't make any yield on your investments these days. So when I came over to Binance, let me just throw up Binance here. Okay, here we are in Binance. Of course, this is my favorite crypto exchange. There's a link down below. If you want to use that link, you'll get 10% off all your fees forever, which is something I wish I'd done when I started my Binance account. I didn't know that, so I don't get that bonus. But anyways, it's there for you if you want to use it in the description. But if you go to Binance, there is a thing called Earn. And if you go there, you can go to, I'll just rush through a bunch of the areas you want to learn about. The best area is Binance's own products, and they call it locked staking. This is where you get the best rates of return. And when I saw these rates of return, I was like, damn, this is where I want to be, because all of these things, like Binance coin, BNB is my favorite coin. And as you can see, if you lock in for 30 days, you get 14. If you're locked in for 60, you get 16. Although you see check here, that means it's sold out right now. And 90 days is also sold out. But if it wasn't sold out, you just have to keep your eye on it. It comes up every once in a while, but people jump all over it. You get 19.79% annual rate of return by staking your coins. And this is for hodlers. This is not for somebody who wants to own a coin for a week and then dump it, because those people probably don't want to get into anything locked because they want to be able to sell. If you're going to watch the charts, if you're going to look at this thing all day and try and decide when the best time to get in and out is, then you're not going to want to stake anyway. But for people like me who want to just build their wealth by getting more and more coins, I thought, how better to build your wealth than to get your favorite coin that you've researched and decided it's the be all and end all. I want at least a big chunk of my portfolio in that. And for me, that would be Binance, VeChain, Cardano, Polkadot, and whatnot. And do your own research. I'm not your financial advisor. Just because I bought it doesn't mean you should. But I started staking on here, thinking I'm just doing amazing. Now, granted, BNB gets really good. If I go to Polkadot or one of the other ones, it's not usually as much. See, Polkadot is 12.79%. And what's the other one I had that was in here? ADA, 5.09%. So, it's not that exciting. If you go up to 60 days, you get 7.79. And that's where I locked in myself. I locked in for 60 days for my ADA, for my Polkadot, for my BNB. That's a long time. Plus, lesson to be learned here. When you're done staking, it says 30 days, but then it'll say the last day of you getting interest is, let's just say, the 30th of the month, just random date. And you won't actually be unlocked for at least 2 days, maybe 3 days later, which is not something you're aware of really. You kind of notice it when you see the locked date is different than your last interest date. So you're locking in for, let's say if you do the 30-day, you're locking for 30 days, you're actually locked in for 32, maybe even 33 days before the money shows up back in your spot wallet. So as much as I fell in love with Binance and its staking options, thinking, wow, these returns are amazing, I then was tipped off actually by a couple of viewers when I talked about staking my Cake coin, which goes for Pancake, on Binance. They said, why wouldn't you stake it on Pancake? And I was like, I never really looked into it. Let me look into it. And then I fell in love. And now I don't want to stake anything on Binance anymore. In fact, when all my stuff becomes unlocked, I'm going to be transferring it all over to Pancake, sort of. And we'll get to the third stage in a second. So here we are over at Pancakeswap, where let's just use BNB, for example. If we want to use BNB, you see you can buy Cake coins. If you, like me, I already own Cake coins, and you can mirror them up with Binance coins, and you can make 78.62% annual rate of return. Wow. So you see why now I don't want to go back to Binance and only make 14%. Ooh. Again, in the normal world, 14.5% or whatever, 14.79% is damn good. So it's funny how I fell in love with the first one and now I see this one and I go, what the heck? How I should be doing this the whole time. Now this is in farming. You can also go into pools where you only need one coin. And still, like there's Cake. I love this coin. Cake, you can just put one coin in here, Cake, and get 91.18%. Now with farming, because you have two coins, there is a risk that Cole's notes, quick version of this, when you farm, let's just use this one, you have to create a liquidity pool coin. So what you have to do is you have to say, get Cake and BNB, then you have to get in here, you have to put exactly the same dollar amount of BNB as you do Cake. So if you're going to put $2,000 of BNB, you put $2,000 worth of Cake, then you say create LP token, then you put it into farming and you start getting yield of that percent they told you about. So again, there's like a 3 or 4 step process there as opposed to just pools. It's just one coin. So as long as you have Cake or any of these other coins, you can just stake the one coin and make a really, as you can see, mind-blowing, blow your hair back kind of rate of return. So right away, you're thinking, okay, Craig, you've convinced me. I'm going to take my favorite coin if it's on Pancake and I'm going to stake it here instead of Binance. But then I started researching. This is why I didn't make an episode for a few days, because I wanted to make sure I didn't give you guys some scammy, shammy thing. Because you know that whole saying, if it looks too good to be true, it probably is. Well, that's what it's already looking too good to be true, isn't it? And then all of a sudden somebody says, well, you should look at AutoFarm. So I go over to AutoFarm. Now here's my actual account. So you see my numbers. This is not the stuff that's from Binance. It's still locked. I'm going to bring that over. But yeah, I'm jumping to the end here a little bit. But you've already seen the number. So I've got $43,000 locked here. Now, let's just go apples to apples. We're looking for Cake BNB. So here is the Cake BNB rate of return. We just saw it's 91%. Well, let's go back. We just saw in here, farms. Let's make sure we're comparing apples to apples. Cake BNB, 78.97%. AutoFarm, same exact combo. And if you look at it, the farm that they're putting it through is actually Pancake. So he's like, wait a second, if Pancake's offering 78%, how are they offering 150%? And remember the one where you just needed the Cake coin and you're getting 91%? Now you're getting 146%. So I had to research it. How is that even possible? What are they doing? What magic are they using here? I found out when you go to Cake, let's say this one here. Let's just do the Cake BNB one. When you put it in here, you earn Cake coins that come out separate from your thing. I wish I moved all my stuff off here into AutoFarm, but it used to be when you put it in here, you got a certain percentage of it was because you're also earning Cake coin that's put outside of your 2 coin matched up liquidity pool tokens, and you're just getting Cake on the side. That's part of this interest rate they're telling you about. The problem is that Cake coin just sits to the side. Now there is a button that says compound. That's the word, compound. There's a button that said compound. And first day I was there, like, oh, I've got like 0.2 Cake. And what's this compound button? And it said, you hit compound and it says do you want to reinvest it? Like, especially in one like this one, the pool with the cake here. When you stake it, you'll see cake earned. Right here's where it'll show up. Cake earned, and it's like a little fun game. You're like, oh, I got 0.001. Oh, I got 0.002. It goes up live while you're watching it. And then, I saw this, there was another button here that said compound, and I clicked it, and it says, do you want to compound this back in? And I said, well, yeah, why wouldn't I? I don't want my cake just sitting there doing nothing. I want to put it in and have it earning 91.16% as well. The problem is every time you hit compound, your little MetaMask wallet pops up here and asks you, do you agree to this? If so, it's going to cost you 0.0005 Binance coin. So you always have to keep Binance coin. That's why I always leave a little bit of Binance coin in my MetaMask wallet. But in other words, if you only have a fraction, like let's say you only have $5 worth of cake coin. I mean, luckily we're not on the Ethereum network where it'd be like $50 fee for doing a transaction. The Binance chain, which I love, is like 20 cents, 19 cents to 27. That's the range I always see. So really, even if you had $5, it still, I guess, would make sense to reinvest it. But I'm just saying it's you manually having to tell it by clicking a button like every day. Oh, yeah, I want to reinvest my coin. I want to reinvest my coin. And I was thinking, yeah, I'll probably wait till I have, 10 or 20 or $30, the cheapskate that I am, trying to say, well, I want to make that 27 cents, worst case scenario, seem as small as possible versus the dollars that I'm going to put in. I don't want to reinvest it every hour and pay 27 cents when I'm only putting 50 cents back into the pool. It kind of, it misses the point. So then I started reading all about AutoFarm. How are they getting these rates? Well, I found out they're automating it all for you. And they're doing a pool with everybody else that's in AutoFarm who's doing the same 2 tokens. So what happens is instead of you having to click that compound button every once in a while, it does it. In fact, if you click here, check this out. They say, okay, so you're getting the 79.2% for the cake versus BNB coin, which is from Pancakeswap. And then they're saying the optimal number of times you would hit compound is actually 2,290 times a year. That's 4 times a day? I don't know. It's a lot. 4 or 5 times a day, which you're clearly not going to do unless you don't have a life. So they're doing it the optimal way. And you think, well, what about all those little 27-cent dings you're getting? Well, because they're doing it for a pool of people, they don't charge you that because they only put in the money much bigger numbers. So they take the fee you would have gotten and they split it among all the people that are getting compounded at the same time. So I might be like 1/4 of 1 cent. They actually are very transparent here. So for them doing this service for you, they're charging these fees, 0.2 for controller fees, 0.5 for platform fees. That's of a percent. 1.5 buyback rate on profits. And then they burn a certain number of their coins. They have an auto coin. And long and short, they tell you what all the fees are, but all of these fees are actually already factored into the interest rate they're telling you. So they're saying in this case, you're getting 151.2% annually after these fees that they take out, which I'm fine with. I'm fine with them taking their 0.2 and 0.5 and whatnot. And again, this auto buyback thing actually earns you auto points. So you're getting this is getting charged to you, but as a feature of being on AutoFarm, you earn these auto tokens. So I've already earned, and I only started yesterday, I've already earned $15.16 in auto tokens. So anyways, long and short, there's so much positivity here because they're really using, if you already trusted Pancakeswap, which is the biggest AMM of Binance, if you already trust Binance, you already trust Pancakeswap, all AutoFarm is doing, and they're on the same Binance Smart Chain, is automating the service for you so you don't have to think about it. It's a set and forget. And if you're going to HODL your coins, this is awesome because you don't have to do anything. Just pick what 2 coins you want, and when you have enough coins to make it a 50-50, you create these liquidity pool tokens. That's right here. So you would take it, it'll do it for you. You click this. As long as you have Binance coins and Cake coins in your MetaMask wallet, you hit create LP tokens. It does it for you. It'll make it sure it's 50-50. And then once they're created, they'll show up here as your available balance then you just say max out your available balance, which I have 0 now, so I can't do it. Max out your available balance, and then you say deposit, and it's done. Done. Now, if I have to think of one risk factor that you have to take into account, I'm going to pull up what I read earlier on impermanent losses. Let me get it right. Okay, here it is spelled out for you in one of my favorite places. Binance has a thing called Binance Academy. You can go in here and it's called Impermanent Loss Explained. So what it is, let me just zip down to the part I highlighted. What is impermanent loss? Impermanent loss happens when you provide a liquidity to a liquidity pool and the price of your deposit assets changes compared to when you deposit them. The bigger this is, the more you are exposed to impermanent loss. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring you over here to a service that I am part of now, because again, side story, if you buy watch tokens, which actually on my AutoFarm are here, if I get rid of this cake thing and I put staked only, you will see I have watch coins on here somewhere, right here. And I'm making 763% for staking them against Binance coins. When you own watch coins, that's all you do. Just own them, put them in your wallet. You can do nothing and just leave them in your wallet, or you can make an interest rate off of it. This site lets you, it knows how much is in your wallet, and then it lets you use their services. So what happens is here is if you go into, it has to be one with 2 coins. Can't be cake. But let's just say we go into watch, the one I just talked about. Well, this one doesn't have any permanent loss. Okay, so here's one, Polkadot versus BNB. It always says WBNB. It means wrapped BNB. So when they make a liquidity pool token, they're just showing you that it's not a normal BNB coin. It's a wrapped BNB coin with a Polkadot. But anyways, what you see here is you started out with 17.99 Polkadot coin that you matched up with 1.08 BNB coin. You now have 18.44 DOT and 1.06 BNB. So you've actually lost a tiny, tiny bit of BNB coin. Now, usually the interest rate more than makes up for the fact that you actually, if you cashed out today, you would end up with 0.02 less BNB than you started, although you're ending up with more Polkadot. So it's one of these things. Think of it this way. When you started into the farm, you had to put exactly 50% of the cash value of BNB and exactly 50% of the cash value of Polkadot. Now, if Polkadot goes up really violently and BNB doesn't, what happens is the pool needs to balance itself. So anybody who jumps in now will have to put in less Polkadot and more BNB to make it a 50-50. So everybody coming in after that has to equal out the pool to make it 50-50. Unfortunately, you bought in at a different ratio. So if you cash out now, you have to go out at the new 50-50 ratio. And they call it impermanent loss. Generally, as long as you're not buying 2 coins where one coin goes bankrupt and goes to 0 and the other coin ends up being left by itself, that could be bad. But if you buy 2 coins where they're both decently good quality coins, it's more of a fluctuation of one coin and the other coin will never actually go up or down perfectly in unison. There's always going to be one that goes a little faster than the other, in which case it levels out and you lose a little bit of one coin but gain a little bit of the other coin. So you have to be okay with owning both of those coins. You may not come out, you should end up coming out with more coins on both sides because of the rate of return of interest you're getting, which as you saw was mind-blowing. But for argument's sake, if you got in now and got out 2 minutes from now and somehow or other the coins had changed value, you might come out with a number of coins than what you started with. And you wouldn't have had enough time to get the interest to make up for it. So there you go. That is the only downside. There's 2 things that I thought I'd show you. This is, Yield Watch. There it is at the top, Yield Watch. So go in here. I read about this and I thought, yeah, it's worth it. I mean, you don't pay for this service. You just have to own a few of their coins, which is not really a big deal when I found out you can make an interest rate off of it. And they're going up. I have earlier I looked on the chart and it's just a constant sloping up because it's a utility coin. And as long as the coin has a utility, which means it has a use case, it probably will never go to 0 because this company clearly, is doing service for people. Same with Binance Coin that's making money by exchanging coins, and Pancake that's swapping coins and making money. Everybody's making money. So I'm not worried that this coin's going to go to 0, even though I really didn't hear anything. All I knew was I had to throw a few in my wallet to get this service to work for me, and it does. And it is awesome. It is awesome. It tells you what your net worth is. It even tells you what's in your wallet. So if I go here, it shows me I still have a little bit of Binance coin in my wallet and a little bit of BUSD in my wallet. So it adds that all up. It shows you what you've got staked, and what this one is, as you can see, is separated because it's only one coin. It doesn't have that 2 coin combo. These ones are all dual coin combos, and there you go. Now, one thing that's kind of cool, I got into this and then I realized there's a dashboard over here, which is pretty cool too. So this shows you your breakdown of your different coins and what percentage of your portfolio it is. Obviously, I have a ton of coins locked up on Binance that will come over here because right now I have a tiny little bit of Polkadot, which I have more Polkadot on Binance, and my ADA coins, which are over on Binance, aren't showing up here because they haven't unlocked yet. So I will have, this one looks like, why do you have so much of this one coin? It's because I know I'm going to have a bunch of other coins coming over soon enough. This is kind of cool. It shows you that if all the interest rates stay the same, this is what your investment would be worth in a year, which is about $300,000. Which is really nice. But this dashboard is what I wanted to show you. This shows you your portfolio. Unfortunately, it's not the smartest thing because I actually had too much of this Swing Bee coin. I decided it was too big in my portfolio, and so I sold out of it, which I guess meant it swapped back into my wallet temporarily until I moved it into a different coin. So as you can see, as soon as I took it out of staking, it dropped my portfolio value. It doesn't factor in my wallet that is connected to the site. It just says how much is staked. So it looks like I had this horrific loss today, but I didn't. It's just me switching out of one coin and going into another. As you can see, all day, my coins have been going up. Even though when you look at the actual coin market today, it wasn't exactly, let me just go favorites, and then let's not do it by, let's do it by market cap. You can see it was kind of an up and down day. Binance or Bitcoin hasn't really been doing that well recently. It's down another 2.38%. If I go here to CoinMarketCap, you can see that for the last 7 days, it's done okay. This is where everybody was panicking. Oh my God, the world's coming to an end. And then it came up and everybody was like, oh, we're back in the bull market. And then it's rolled over today. This is a 7 day. If you look at the 30 day, you kind of see we were much higher. We were at like $64,000 a coin, and now we're down at $53,000 a coin. But as you can see from the 7 day, Ethereum's done well. Binance coin, my baby, is doing well. XRP is doing well. What else is doing well? Cardano is doing well for the week, but didn't do that great in the last 24 hours. They had their Africa special of the day, which kind of disappointed a lot of people because they pre-announced this Ethiopian 5 million kids being tracked for their school and teachers and everything. And it seems like a great idea, but they pre-announced it 2 or 3 days ago. And everybody thought that was just like a taste tester of what's going on. But from what I've seen, the 2-hour special was really just talking about that again. I mean, it is a great use case for Cardano, and it is kind of like the toe in the door, working with governments to, help ID tracking and all this stuff like that. It's great, but don't pre-announce it 3 days before your special and then be wondering why people are disappointed that there isn't a reason to make the coin go up. So as you can see, last 24 hours is down. Dogecoin is down. Ooh, Dogecoin's almost never down. Polkadot is up, so that's good. But as you can see, when you scan across this, it hasn't been a super bullish 24 hours. But even so, on AutoFarm, it's been kind of like, if you take out this little blip, it's been kind of like a nice upward trend. And that's because even if the market's slightly going down, if you're making the kind of returns that we are seeing here, you're thinking, yeah, I mean, 334%, 509%, 758%, 903%, 338%, 288%, 2,600%. So again, as long as the two coins stay functional and don't go to zero, you're going to make really good rates of return that's going to more than compensate for any market, 5, 10%, 15%, 20% pullback because your interest rate is much higher than that coin is dropping. So there we go. I hope you're as excited as I am. This was fun. I researched this and put money into it and actually took money out of that Swing Bee one, which was a bit scary because something I wasn't aware of is when you say harvest, it harvests it and then it puts it in your wallet as an LP token, which doesn't even look like anything you can use. So again, I've got so many things on my mind I want to show you, but you go to Pancakeswap, you go to trade, you go to liquidity. And when you have liquidity tokens, which I don't anymore, and your MetaMask wallet is attached to this website, it will show up here. At first, I was impatient. I came on liquidity and nothing showed up. I didn't even know if this was the right area. And nothing showed up. But then I waited 5 or 10 seconds and my liquidity tokens showed up here. And then I was able to sell them back into the 2 composite coins that made the liquidity token. So it scared the crap out of me because I sold this swing bee, I think it was like $10,000, and it went poof, gone out of my farm website account and supposedly went to my MetaMask wallet. But when I went there, I couldn't find Swingbee or Binance. It was down here listed as some other, there it is. It was called Cake LP, it wasn't Cake, it was Binance and Swingbee. And so when I saw Cake and it said 300 Cake or something LP, so I said, okay, sell it. And it was like, didn't know what I was trying to do. Even when I said, when I clicked on it, there was a swap. That's what it was, swap. I wanted to swap it into some other coin. It looked at me like, or it just went, no, because it wasn't in a format that you could use until you go to Pancakeswap and un-LP it. So there we go. A bit of a heart stopper today. But I wanted to get all this stuff researched and kind of make sure it worked before I told you guys about it. Hopefully you found this eye-opening, exciting. I know I'm excited because all my coins that I wanted to HODL anyway, which were going to sit on Binance and make 5%, 7%, maybe 14%, which is fine. No, that's not going to happen anymore. It's going to go onto either Pancake or, even better, AutoFarm. So hopefully you found this informative and entertaining. If so, show the channel some love by giving it a thumbs up. And subscribe. Get me to 1,000, please. Anyways, have a good night and stay healthy, stay happy, and stay wealthy. Ciao for now.